welcome my viewers. Today we are going to our episode 3 of the GK show. That is Geoffrey Kerosi show. So sometimes we will have to use the short form, that is the initials, the GK show, to make our work easier. So today, as we agreed in our episode 2, we are going to look at the budget policy statement. But before we get there, I want to give you an outline of what it is like, or what is the budget making process in Kenya. There are 4 main stages of budget making in Kenya, whether at the county or at the national level. The first stage is formulation stage. Under formulation stage, the national government, through the national executive, that is the president and his cabinet, and other senior politicians from the party, that is the ruling party, they define what they want to be in the planning documents. That is, the major planning documents is the Vision 2030, that is here in Kenya. There is the Jubilee Manifesto, which helped Jubilee Party to get into power. There is also the medium-term expenditure framework. This is a framework which shows how the national government will be spending their resources for the next 3 years. Then there is at the international level, there is the SDGs. At the national level, there is the sector reports. That is, all the sectors, members of those sectors meet and decide what is to be done for the next probably 3 years. That is in the medium-term expenditure framework. Then there is also the budget policy statement, which is under the formulation stage. The second stage in the budgeting process is the approval stage, which is also called enactment. Approval, as you know, is done by legislature. That is the National Assembly. And in the National Assembly, there are various committees. There is a special committee for handling the issues of budget, which is Budget and Appropriation Committee. And this committee is responsible for interrogating the budget figures and the various development plans. Then before that yet, the deadline of reading the speech in Parliament by the CS, the Cabinet Secretary for Finance, is 30th of June of every year. And implementation starts immediately on 1st of July of every year. That is why we have the financial year, as we defined it in our previous episode, which starts from 1st of July to 30th of June every year. Then finally, there is the oversight stage. In the oversight stage, we have the members of National Assembly or Parliament who are responsible for overseeing the implementation of various projects, of various programs and sub-programs which have been decided by the National Assembly and the Executive. Now we can go direct to the budget policy statement and find out what it contains. The budget policy statement generally contains the broad priorities of a given government. For example, Jubilee, what do they want to be doing in the next financial year or in the next 3 years? They call them medium term. So it also contains the budget ceilings. That is, what should be the ceilings in each sector. If there are 10 sectors, what would be the budget, for example, for health? That is the total budget. What will be the budget for education? All these ceilings are decided at this level when they are coming up with the budget policy statement. The budget policy statement also contains the financial outlook. They start projecting what would the economy look like in the next 1 year, in the next 3 years, for example. It also contains the macroeconomic outlook. That is factors such as inflation, factors such as what is the budget growth rate. All these are decided or they are reported in the budget policy statement. To give you an example from the budget policy statement for 2018-19, which will start from the 1st of July, we have, I will give an example of 3 sectors And in these 3 sectors, they contain the big 4 agenda. The first one is agriculture and urban development. So agriculture takes care of food security, one of the agendas of the president, for him to leave a legacy. Then the urban development will deal with the provision of over 500,000 units of housing. Then there is health sector, which takes care of universal coverage, and the general economic and commerce, which takes care of manufacturing. These 3 sectors, they are the key priority areas of the president and the Jubilee Party or Jubilee government. So if we look at what was allocated in these 3 sectors in 2017-2018 and the ceilings in 2018-2019, we will see whether the government is committed to achieving those the big 4 agenda. The agriculture, urban development, had a budget of 38.3 billion in 2017-2018 budget. They now have a ceilings of 38.9 billion in 2018-19. This means that there is a deviation of 500 million. That is the extra amount of money which has been allocated to the sector to achieve 500 plus units of housing and also achieve food security. Then there is the health sector, whereby the president aims at achieving universal health coverage. The health sector has the biggest increase in budget from 61.7 billion 2017-18 to 69.9 billion in 2018-2019, which is the ceiling, which is a difference of 8.2 billion. Finally, the general economic and commerce has a budget of 19.7 billion, and it's expected to have 21 billion according to the budget policy statement 2018-2019, a difference of 1.3 billion. We will continue conducting investigations to find out whether the available resources will be able to provide the services or to make the dream of the big 4 valid. Thank you very much for tuning in to Kerosi TV and watching the Geoffrey Kerosi show. Thank you.